Hi everyone, Aaron here. So in this video, we are going to look at the increment and decrement operator as you'll be using them in our programs, especially in looping. Okay, so with that said, let's kick into the video. So we basically have two types of the operators. That's the increment operator and then the decrement operator. And then within these two, we also have some subtypes. That we have the prefix of the increments, prefix of the decrement, and also postfix of the increment, as well as postfix of the decrement operator. So we are going to dive into each one of them and see how we'll be using them in our program. So I'm gonna get rid of this statement, and then we create a variable, integer variable, let's say age, and then let's initialize it to 10. Okay, so we will first take the increment operator. So what the increment operator does is it adds one increment, adds one, a value of 1 to the variable you will attach it with. Okay, and then the decrement also subtracts 1, as the name goes, subs 1 from the variable. All right, so the symbol for the increment operator, the prefix is as this. You first bring a double sign plus plus, okay, a double plus sign followed by the variable, whatever variable that you'll be using. Okay, so let's say age over here. So this is the prefix increment operator. All right, and then the postfix increment operator will also be in the form, the variable comes before the double plus sign, that's the postfix. Although they are all almost performing the same job, like they are all adding 1 to the variable age. All right, so the same thing happens here with the decrements. The prefix decrement operator, also a double minus sign before the variable age over here, as well as the postfix, the variable before the signs. All right, so it's pretty simple. So let's see how we'll be using them in our real programs. Okay, so we first look at the prefix increment operator. So I'll just do a plus plus age over here, and I'm going to see how this age over here. So we are going to go ahead, build and run this program, and let's see what happens. Okay, so you could see we have 11 over here, but the age was initialized to 10. The age was initialized to 10, but we have 11 over here, which means we've been able to add a value of 1 to the one we had. All right, so that's how the prefix increment works. Let's also look at how the postfix also works. So the variable comes before the sign. Let's build and run, and we will actually also get the same 11 as the prefix one. All right, so real quick, let me show you how let me show you the difference between these two, the prefix and the postfix. They are actually all like doing the same job, that's adding 1 to the variable, but there is a difference. And a difference, when we use the prefix, what happens is that the increment operator or the operation is being done before the execution of the main statement. Okay, so the one will be added to the variable before the execution of the whole statement. So let's say, for example, I've removed the increment operator from here. I am going to add a prefix increment operator here. All right, so let's build and run this, and we are actually going to see 11 over here. All right, so that's the prefix, how it works. But let's do a postfix over here. Let's go ahead, build and run. So we could see we have 10 over here. Why did we have 10? It is because it's simple. It is because the statement saw the age over here before the increment operator. And what happens is the age is having a value of 10, and then the cout statement saw the age that it has to output the age over here before that of the operator. So let me go ahead and do another cout over here and say age. Let's build and run this and see something over here. All right, let me end this line. Okay. Okay, so we could see the first one is having a value of 10, the second one is having a value of 11. Why is it so? Because from here, the statement, cout statement saw the age first, and it executed the age before adding the 1, that's the increment operator, to it. So in the next cout over here too, you could see that the increment operator has already been executed in the first statement, although it didn't show in our output in the console, but then it now has the value being added to it. So any other cout we do with the age will have that value. That's the increment operator. All right, so I think this is very simple to understand. The same thing applies to the decrement operator. All right, so the prefix also works in a way that the prefix subtracts 1 from the variable before the execution of the statement. And in the same way, the post decrement operator will the statement will be executed before the post one. Okay, so you also look at something of that sort. So before then, let's actually see how the decrement also works. So as I said in earlier, we also have, let's see, the prefix decrement operator will be age, and we go ahead, save, build and run this, and then we are going to, oh sorry, I have to see it out, cout age, build and run, and we are going to have 9 over here because we have subtracted 1 from the age value, which is 10, so we will actually have 9. The same thing happens to the posts, build and run, and we should have the same thing, 9, as the first one. All right, so let's also see the difference with these ones. So this is the pre increment over here. We run and you will get 9 over here because it subtracted the one before, because the one comes before the variable age. So let's check the post increment decrement too, and we are actually going to have our 10 probably. All right, so we see that we have our 10 over here. Why did we have our 10? Because the age was executed before the signs. And when we go ahead and then add, do another cout age, we are actually going to have 9 over there. So as you can see here, we have 10 for the first one and 9 for the second one. Real quick, I forgot to add one operator in the arithmetic and the logic operator. So I'm really sorry for that. God na kwepele. So I want to do it in this video. All right, so please forgive me for that. So that operator is called the Modulo Operator. Modulo Operator, okay, which takes the symbol of the and percent, like the percentage. All right, so what this operator does is it returns the remainder of a division operation. Okay, so let's say we have 10 and then we divide 10 by 2, then it is going to return the remainder after the division is being done. All right, so that's the work of the modulo operator. So let's go ahead and see some scenarios. So I will do an int, create two variables, num1 as a, let's initialize to 20, and I'll do num2 to initialize it to, let's say, 5. All right, so I will do cout num1 mod num2, and then we save this, build and run, and you will get a 0 over here, because when we divide 20 by 5, we have like 4 with no remainder. So the remainder is what will be displayed over here, which is 0. So let me change the num2 to, let's say, 3. We all know 3 is not exactly divisible by 20. So let's save this, build and run, and we should have a 2. All right, so we have 2 over here. Why did we have 2? Because when we divide 20 by 3, it's going to be 18 with a remainder of 2. So the remainder is what we actually going to display on the console. All right, so this is what we have for today. We will look at the if statements, the conditional statement in the next video. So please, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor by subscribing, leaving a like, hit the notification button, and leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the video. And hey, the comments that you give is what like keep us going. All right, so if you have any difficulties, you can get into contact with me. Twitter at aaronapreku, and then Gmail aaronapreku026 at gmail.com. All right, so see you in the next video. Bye bye.